Welcome to the Everyday Leader podcast, where conversations inspire action, growth, and impact. Hosted by two passionate leaders, Shannon and Conrad, this podcast is for those who strive to lead with purpose and integrity in their life. Whether you're navigating big decisions, seeking balance, or dreaming of creating change, we're here to help explore the tools, stories, and insights that help everyday leaders thrive. Join us each episode as we dive into the art of leadership at work, at home, and in the world. Because leadership isn't a title, it's a way of being.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi, here we are.
Here we are.
And we are going to talk about really asking for help. And when do you know when to ask for help?
We need some help with when to ask for help. Well, it's a great question. As a leader, what are the indicators or what are the urges to go it alone or to ask for support on the journey?
Yeah, and I think, this conversation that we had briefly, just to let all of our listeners in on this, Conrad, before we hit record on this one, was that this acknowledgement that oftentimes, especially in our Western culture society, we have this tendency to go it alone, or for some reason, it is more valued to go it alone as opposed to collectively or to ask for help. And we also know that that comes at a great cost when we go it alone. So we know there are all these reasons that we go it alone, and sometimes we can be more or less aware of that. But I think there is this first step question, Conrad, of anytime something comes up or somebody asks someone to do something, there should be this question of like, is this for me to do alone, as opposed to just this assumption. And I don't even think we do a good job of that.
Yes, like asking that from the onset, I hear you say, and I really appreciate that. And it speaks to our interconnectivity too, is like the difference and diversity and ecosystem that we are as humans and with our planet. It makes me think of the question, as you're saying it, is this mine to go alone? Also, is this quest or this journey more complete or more holistic with more resources or more help?
Yeah, it's that other piece of, I just keep thinking of assumptions, right? We assume that we have to do it alone, and we assume that it will get done better and faster if we just do it by ourselves, as opposed to, because I think oftentimes the answer to that question, Conrad, is like, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be better if I bring more people in, but I know that if I do it, what it will be like if I do it on my own.
Right.
And the cost to that is that it probably could have been done better, faster, easier, or maybe not, but it might have also led to something that you could not have anticipated or imagined had you missed, right? And I think that's the exciting piece of this question for me, in terms of when we lean into other people and ask for help and work collectively, what we're able to create is actually much more exciting and useful than if we just do it on our own.
Yeah, so the assumptions is it won't be done the way I would do it, or it's going to be take more time if I have to get somebody else involved, or they may have a different approach to this. There's a lot of assumptions that come up, and I'm appreciating what you're saying on the other side is like, you can't imagine what it would be like if I asked for help and opened up to more possibilities.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So,
So when do you know who to, or I'm just curious, like, when do you know that
yeah,
you want or need or are curious about some help?
I would say, unless it's like moving furniture, that's always very obvious to me. Sometimes not even obvious to me, honestly. But I actually would say that um, is not an easy question for me to answer. And so my practice has to be to always ask myself, what would this be
Mm,
like with a little help?
yeah.
Always, 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 always. Like, what help can I get?
Yeah. No, I'm just slowing down because that's significant. The practice of asking from a place of curiosity, asking what would be helpful, what would it be like if I enrolled or partnered with someone or something on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard too, Shannon, because I think we're getting into the land of control.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can, even though nothing's in our control, and I say that like a philosophical, right? And it's something about if I, it's control and vulnerability are the things that come up, and maybe that's my edge on this a little bit. Is well, I'll do it well, and if I ask for help, that could mean, or at least a part of us as leaders could be like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not skilled enough, or I'm less than.
Hmm.
So it's interesting what stops us from partnering or asking for help.
Oh, yeah. I think there's so many stories. And I also think some are real. Some are very real. We reward people as individuals for doing excellent work and incentivize that in some contexts, right? So it's not, we're not really incentivized, at least in professional settings, we're not always incentivized to work together, to ask, right? We're really not.
Yes, well, you are not, and also the assumptions that even though that's rewarded, help is interesting because if I'm an individual contributor or perform to this high level, there's probably some behind the scenes leader behind energy that is at play. I'm just even thinking of an office setting, the environmental controls and the IT and
Yeah.
you know, the food, there's just so many things that even though that is all assumptions around help, those are all supporting that contribution.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, exactly. The other side of this too that I like to think about is in our personal lives, I think we
Mhm.
have really strayed away from asking for help, right? And asking for help for simple things. Like instead of asking your neighbor for a cup of sugar, you're just gonna have it delivered from the grocery store or go to the grocery store just to pick up that sugar or just like not make the recipe that you were planning on making. Um,
Yeah.
right? Or oftentimes, like I oftentimes see so many people dropping their kids off for school who could easily have carpooled. Why
Yeah.
is that not happening? So and these are just a couple examples, right? But I think that there's something about in our everyday lives we've really fallen away from borrowing, I don't know, borrowing that lawnmower from our neighbor or, asking our neighbor to come over and like hold the ladder sill while we like screw in a light bulb or whatever it
Yep.
is, just really having anything that would remotely indicate some kind of dependency on someone else.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate this. It's a sense of we're better together in community because of our differences and our different skills, different come froms or orientations, and just I'm longing for that as a leader to remember that we're better together, and one form of that is enrolling and asking for help and partnership.
Yeah. So wait, what is your sort of go-to when you notice that you're not asking for help or are getting curious about if you need help? What's that like for you?
Oh, it's good. That's a good place to look. It's when I am ruminating or perseverating over the same task or project or thing, and it's like, w- I ask myself, what would it be like to call somebody or get in conversation or a relationship? That's when I notice it, when I start to spin a little bit related
Mhm.
to a task or like something on the to-do list or something I want to get going on.
Yeah.
And and then all of a sudden, kind of pop up and it's like, oh, this is a good opportunity to get in a relationship with someone, with nature, with with yeah, those are my two primary ones, Shannon. I'm just like, there's gotta be a third. No, it's just those two.
Yeah. So it's spinning, getting stuck, noticing that something that you've been wanting to do isn't happening just with you on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And then you can always ask the question, like, what would it be like if I got some help for this? What would it be like if I got some help here? See what happens.
Yeah. Always a gift to be in the question and conversation with you.
Yeah. I just like know that I think we both know this, that we all need more help than we're asking for. So that's what we want to encourage out there in the world, asking for help.
Yes. Try it out. Let us
Try
know
it
what
out.
happens.
Let us know. All right. Until next time.
All right. See you later.